guys, it's Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for the Confessions of a Paper Addict Big Title Challenge. So I actually completed this challenge live over in the Copa Facebook group, and it was a lot of fun. So if you happened to catch it, it was on Sunday at 8 p.m. Australia time. If you missed it, here is the recap. I have edited out this video, so you're missing a lot of the chatter and all of that stuff that makes the live go for so long, and you're just getting the most important parts of how I created my layout. So I came to the live with my cut file already backed and ready to go, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of mixed media. So I'm starting off by just brushing my paper with water. I find that the Distressed Oxide ink refills fly on the page a lot better if the page is already wet. And I'm going to do a little bit of packaging technique in the background. So I've got my Distress Oxide ink refill in pink picked raspberry, which is pink. I'm just adding a little bit of water to my palette there. I squirted in a very small amount, maybe pea size, and then it's just the amount of water that was already on my brush, maybe twice, so not much, guys. I'm keeping it really simple, really minimal. So I've just folded a 12 by 12 piece of packaging, one of those plastic bags that your 12 by 12 papers come in, and I just added some of that to the packet and then smooshed it onto the page. Then I'm flicking on a little bit of the leftover that I could scoop out of the palette, and you can see that there's a little bit of a darker patch there at the top. I'm going to smoosh that again just a little bit more to disperse that around my page a little bit, but otherwise this is pretty much done, because it is going to look a little bit different once it's dry, and also it's going to be covered with my cut file most of the time anyway. So I'm just going to give that a last little smoosh, pop that aside to dry, and then by magic it is ready to go. So here is the picked raspberry. In the actual live, I actually had two layouts going at the same time. So I popped this aside to dry and then worked on my second layer. But you guys are mostly just going to see this one today. You will see snippets of the other layout, but if you'd like to see it in its entirety, make sure you pop into the next video that will be coming up. If you're watching this up to the minute, that next video will be coming up tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. I think I can't keep up with what day things are going live when, but off we go. So I am popping this up on foam and going to put that out on the page now. Poppity pop pop pop. And then I've got my photograph, which I've also popped up on foam, and I'm going to pop that up in that top left-hand corner. It's really just the perfect place for the photo to go. There's a lot going on with this cut file, and I want the cut file to be big and to be the focal point of this layout. And I didn't really want to cover too much of the words because I want to be able to read it so well. So just popping that in, had to move a few pieces of my foam because I popped on a little bit too much foam for where that photo was going to be. Once that's on, I'm going to pull out my ephemera. I'm using the Oh Happy Day collection, which is designed by Rosie Studio, but over here in Australia, we can get that at the reject shop. So that's what I've got, and it is super cute. It's got the cutest little critters that I'm going to try and utilize in this layout. In fact, I'm going to use them nearly all that I have left just because they're gorgeous and I love them. In fact, I probably need to buy another packet of this ephemera because I've nearly used, after doing the two layouts I do today in this live cross, I've nearly used everything. But look how cute they are. So the squirrel and the deer and the bunny has made it on, and the fox, and that's pretty much all that I have left. The rest have already gone onto different layouts. Now if I was doing this again, I probably wouldn't put that banner there. I'd probably leave that banner off. I think it's a little bit too much, but it's all good, no big deal. I'd originally thought I could put that bunting across that corner. It turns out no, that corner's busy. There's a photo in there. So I'm just having a bit of a play. I noticed when watching this back, I'm much more indecisive when doing a video live than I am when working on it myself. But, that's the fun in the games of a live cross. We're chatting away, we're changing our mind. I'm asking others for input, so it kind of changes up the way you create. Of course, I've put this foam on and now I can't get my little my little banner in there like I wanted. I didn't realise until later there's actually a third one of those banners, which if I had have known in advance, I probably would have planned it in a bit better. But oh well, no big deal. I don't actually have a lot to tell you about what's happening with this layout. You can pretty much see. I'm about to sneeze, so excuse me if and when that happens. What do they say? If you touch your tongue on the roof of your mouth, it can make your sneeze go away. Turns out it works because my sneeze has now gone. I think that little green tab says I pick you or something like along those lines. So basically the same as what the cut file itself says, which I know is a bit repetitive, but it just goes with the theme. So just popping all these on. So the paper that I used for If Friends Were Flowers is from Echo Park. I don't know what it's called. I can go and find out for you. Excuse me walking around the house while I go and see what that paper pad is called. It is just a 6x6 paper pad that I have. It was gifted to me from a gorgeous American subscriber. She sent that over to Katie and I. Let me see. I actually think it was gifted by Janet over at RTS Scrapbooking. So thank you very much, Janet. We are making good use of that amazing box of goodies. So it is Echo Park Just Be You, and it's gorgeous. I've used a ton of it. In fact, the paper is super thick weight. I think there were 24 double-sided pieces of paper, and I've used at least half already. And I didn't have any ephemera to go with it, but it's just such gorgeous colours, it's easy to colour match. So, working away. So you can see there over on the left, the second layout has come to play for a little while, but as I said, there'll be another video where that one is the feature, so check that video out. I know something needs to go next to the photograph here, but I can't quite work out what I want to do. I do end up using those florals, but I just cut the box off because I think they sit a bit more nicely. And I don't end up with all of the green leaves. It's a bit too much. What else am I up to? Oh, just popping that little food bag, I think it's a food bag, over near the deer, and a little arrow here on the fox. Just adding a bit more gold to go with the little pops in this cut file. Really enjoyed backing these two cut files. If Friends Were Flowers was a little bit more complicated, but so rewarding because it came together so nicely. Keeping the paper simple really helped because I could back it in big chunks, because obviously if were I'd pick you could just be big strips of paper, and so could Friends and Flowers, but obviously the different type. And it was just, it was really gorgeous. You could see it come together really quickly, which I really loved. Pulling out some pink pearls to pop on. There's some super tiny pearls in this packet, and they're so cute. So just popping those around my page. Pickety pockety poo. And then I'll be just about done. I did a few gold splatters, and that's about it. I really love the mixed media in the background of this one. I think it makes a big difference to the page. I think it would have been really hard to choose a pattern paper to put in the background because of the Flowers and Friends paper. I wanted that to pop, but plain white I think would have been a bit stark. So I think just this simple mixed media was really perfect. So a Vicky Booten mixed media page would have worked well on this too, one of those pre-made ones. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have participated in the challenges over on the Copa Facebook page. There's a link in the description box down below. Have a wonderful, wonderful NSD weekend and week, and I will catch you next time.